On a bright, warm morning in the heart of the jungle, sunlight filtered through the thick canopy, casting golden rays onto the emerald leaves below. A cheerful yellow duck named Quackers was already wide awake, splashing joyfully in a cool puddle left by last night's gentle rain. As he hopped from one puddle to another, droplets sparkled in the sunlight, and Quackers hummed a happy tune that echoed softly through the trees. The air was fresh and filled with the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers, making it the perfect start to a new day. Not far away, hidden among the thick green ferns, a white rabbit named Pipkin nibbled on sweet clover. His soft ears twitched at every rustle and chirp, always alert to the sounds of the jungle. Pipkin loved mornings like this, when the world felt peaceful and full of promise. He paused now and then to listen to the distant calls of birds and the gentle rustling of leaves, feeling safe and content in his leafy hideaway. All around them the jungle buzzed with life. Monkeys swung playfully from vine to vine, their laughter ringing out above the treetops. Parrots chattered in bursts of color, flapping their wings as they greeted the morning sun. The air was sweet with the scent of blooming orchids, and butterflies danced from flower to flower, adding splashes of color to the green world. Every corner of the jungle seemed alive and awake, ready for a new day of adventure. After a while, Quackers waddled along a winding path, his webbed feet making soft prints in the damp earth. He soon spotted Pipkin, who was carefully inspecting a bright red mushroom growing at the base of a tree. The two friends greeted each other with wide smiles, happy to share the morning together. "Good morning, Pipkin!" quacked Quackers, his voice cheerful and full of excitement for the day ahead. He gave a little bow, making Pipkin giggle. Pipkin smiled warmly and replied, "And a very good morning to you, Quackers. Isn't it a beautiful day? I think something wonderful might happen today." Deciding it was a perfect day for adventure, the two friends set off side by side, chatting and laughing as they wandered deeper into the jungle. With every step they discovered new sights and sounds, eager to see what surprises the sunny morning would bring. Their hearts were light, and the promise of friendship and discovery made the day feel truly magical. A sweet, fruity scent drifted through the air, guiding Pipkin and Quackers as they wandered deeper into the sun-dappled forest. The gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of birds made the clearing feel magical, as if it were hiding a special secret just for them. In the heart of the clearing stood a magnificent cherry tree, its branches weighed down with clusters of perfect, glistening red cherries. The sunlight made the fruit sparkle, and the tree seemed to invite the friends closer with its bounty. But there was a problem. The juiciest cherries dangled high above, swaying gently in the breeze, far out of reach. Pipkin, being a small rabbit, couldn't jump nearly high enough, and even Quackers, with all his flapping, couldn't quite make it. Pipkin gave it his best shot, springing up with all his might. His little feet left the ground, but he landed softly on the moss below, still a good distance from the lowest branch. He wiggled his nose in frustration, determined to try again. Quackers, not to be outdone, stretched his wings and flapped as hard as he could. He managed to hover in the air for a moment, but the cherries remained just out of reach, no matter how much he strained his neck or beat his wings. The two friends paused, gazing up at the tempting fruit, then exchanged puzzled glances. It was clear that this was no ordinary challenge. They would need to think creatively if they wanted to taste those delicious cherries. The cherries seemed to dance just out of reach, swaying teasingly with every breeze, as if daring Pipkin and Quackers to come up with a clever solution. But neither friend was ready to give up. With determination shining in their eyes, they knew that together they could find a way to solve the problem of the bouncy branch. After a thoughtful pause, Pipkin had an idea. "What if you stood on my shoulders, Quackers?" Quackers considered, then agreed. It was worth a try. Their first attempt was wobbly, with Quackers sliding off Pipkin's back, but they laughed and tried again. This time, Quackers managed to balance, wings out for steadiness. "Are you all right up there?" Pipkin asked. "A bit wobbly, but the view is great," Quackers replied. Now Quackers was tall enough to almost reach the cherries. Their teamwork was starting to pay off. Carefully, Pipkin stood on his hind legs, making their tower even taller. Quackers stretched his neck, directing Pipkin. "A little to the left. Perfect! Hold still!" With a final reach, Quackers nudged a cherry free. It tumbled down and landed between Pipkin's feet. They cheered, their plan a success. "We did it, Pipkin!" Quackers quacked, flapping with joy. Pipkin laughed, lowering himself so Quackers could hop down. The cherry wasn't just a treat, it was proof of their teamwork. Together they had solved the problem. With their clever system perfected after a few tries, Pipkin stood steady and tall, balancing carefully on his tiptoes. He focused hard, determined not to wobble, while Quackers climbed up onto his shoulders, wings outstretched for balance. The two friends had practiced this routine, and now they moved together like a well-oiled machine, each trusting the other completely. Quackers, perched high in the branches, reached for the ripest cherries, picking them with care and dropping them gently down to Pipkin, who caught each one with a delighted grin. The cherries tumbled softly onto the grass, their bright red color shining in the dappled sunlight. The two friends laughed as they worked, their teamwork making the task feel more like a game than a chore. Before long, a small pile of cherries began to grow at their feet, each one looking like a sparkling red jewel. The pile grew bigger and bigger, and the friends marveled at how much they had gathered together. The cherries glistened in the sunlight, promising a delicious treat after their hard work. When they finally finished, Pipkin and Quackers sat down in the warm sunshine side by side beneath the cherry tree. They shared the cherries, savoring each sweet, juicy bite. The taste was even better than they remembered, and every mouthful felt like a reward for their teamwork and friendship. They giggled and chatted, feeling proud of what they had accomplished together. "I couldn't have done it alone," Quackers said, smiling gratefully at Pipkin. "Me neither," Pipkin replied, his eyes twinkling with happiness. They both knew that their success was only possible because they had worked together, each helping the other in their own special way. "But together we were tall and clever enough," Pipkin added, and they both burst out laughing, feeling proud of their clever plan and the way they had helped each other. Their different strengths, Pipkin's steadiness and Quacker's reach, had made what once seemed impossible, possible. They realized that by combining their talents, they could overcome any challenge the jungle might throw their way. With full tummies and happy hearts, the two friends leaned back against the sturdy cherry tree, feeling the cool shade and gentle breeze. They watched the sunlight dance through the leaves, knowing that the best adventures are always the ones you share with a friend. These were the sweet